A wife and a father-in-law are dead in what investigators are calling a murder-suicide in Lincoln County.
And police say the tragedy happened in front of the couple's 4 children. With no history of domestic violence, investigators don't know yet what led up to the eruption of violence. The shooting happened last night at a house on Highway W between Troy and Foley. News 4's Russell Kinsaw spoke with a neighbor about what happened.
Investigators say the children have spoken with experts who are trained to talk with children who've experienced trauma to find out what was going on in the home and what may have led to the shooting last night. But they still have a long way to go to get a clear picture of what led to the shooting and the death of 3 people in that home.
It is very sad. Very, very sad.
Neighbors say they're in shock over the shooting deaths at a neighbor's home. Connie Simmons says her grandchildren know the 4 children who live in the home.
Yeah, they went to school with them. Yeah, they rode the bus together.
Simmons said she had no idea something like this could happen at her neighbor's.
It's sad and it's shocking. They seem like a normal family. Kids seem to play outside a lot. I mean, it's shocking. It's real shocking.
Sheriff's officials say it was one of the children living in the home who called 911.
When the trooper and the deputies arrived, they found 3 adults victims of gunshots at the residence.
Sheriff Harrell says 56-year-old Philip Folan shot and killed his wife, 38-year-old Lauren Folan, and her father, 72-year-old Scott Causey, before turning the gun on himself. The children were in the home, and he says saw some of what happened.
It was a relatively small residence, and 4 children between the ages of 1 and 15 years old were inside the residence at the time, and they were the ones that alerted authorities to the events at the residence.
Harrell says the older children gathered the younger ones and ran to a neighbor's as they called for help. The reason for the shooting remains a mystery.
We're trying to identify family and friends to see what they knew beyond what the children have already told us, and see what we can do in the future to help other families.
Neighbors are worried about the children who lost both of their parents.
It's a shock. They were quiet and to themselves.
According to the sheriff, those 4 children are now in protective custody under the care of Children's Services. In Troy, Missouri, Russell Kinsaw, News 4.
Really sad story.